6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Next, please.
Ordinance 101, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government Code of Ordinances, Section 86-70, commercial vehicles prohibited from using certain streets, to more accurately reflect the historical interpretation and application of the same and to provide for related matters.
Motion, please. Motion by Ms. Cook, second by Mr. Lewis. Council discussion begins with Mr. Terrio.
Mr. Dubrock, if you could, real quick on your way coming up, give us a brief summary of question that posed to me was commercial vehicles prohibited from using certain streets, if you want to elaborate.
Okay, what is occurring in certain areas of our parish are heavy dirt hauling trucks or moving dirt on our parish roads, and the weights of those trucks and the size of the trucks are not, our roads weren't intended for that type of load. So when we start talking about controlling that use by limiting it or banning that size of a vehicle by weight or by axle, you can define it as a commercial vehicle, but there are other commercial vehicles that still need to access that road in the legitimate uses of those streets. Typical being school buses, garbage trucks, local residents that need to bring their vehicles home for whatnot. But the ordinance as it was written did not allow us to distinguish between those two uses. And so with the clarification, and you'll see on one of the exhibits, all of the changes are highlighted. It's really more verbiage to describe what vehicles we as Public Works will be allowed to permit.
Okay.
And so we can eliminate the vehicle use that we wish to do so and still allow legitimate uses of the roadways.
And how would you enforce this additional measure?
That will be done by ticketing them for illegal use of the roads.
But otherwise, if they're not reported or if they're not observed by LCG employees, somebody can still do it and get away with it naturally.
Well, that's always the case.
Yeah. Yeah, and I understand. And what caught my interest in here is that I know in my district a number of years back, there was somebody who was digging out a huge retention pond, huge. And what they were doing is they had offered to give away their dirt. And we just had one of our roads overlaid. All the dump trucks, I mean, multiple dump trucks a day, 20 or 30, 40, 50, 60 on up. We're going up in here, taking the dirt out of it and going up and down, and before long, as you know what happened, the brand new road was destroyed. So in that instance, is that part of this ordinance, Mr. Dubrock? And
The intent of the revision is to allow us to control that type of misuse.
very good. All right, thank you so much. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, sir. No other council discussion? Any public comment?
No, sir.
Call for the vote.
District 7?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5? District 6?
Yes.
Motion passed. Ordinance 102, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government Code of Ordinances to enact Section 86-154, temporary parking permit, providing for the issuance of temporary parking permits in no parking zones.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Ms. Cook. Any council discussion? Any public comment?
No, sir.
Call for the vote, please.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2? District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5? District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
Motion passed. Ordinance 103, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the filing of an application with the Federal Transit Administration for operating and capital assistance in the amount of $908,744 through FTA Section 5307 Urbanized Area Formula Funds, along with the required match in the amount of $211,745 for use within the Public Works Department Transit Division.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Ms. Cook. No council discussion? Public comment?
No, sir.
Call for the vote.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
Motion passed. Ordinance 104, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the filing of an application with the Federal Transit Administration for capital assistance in the amount of $290,137 through the Federal Transit Administration Section 5339 Bus and Bus Facilities Formula Allocations Program for capital assistance along with the required match in the amount of $51,201 for the federal fiscal year of 2018 for use within the Public Works Department Transit Division.
Need a motion? Motion by Ms. Cook, second by Mr. Boudreau. No council discussion? Public comment?
Yes, sir. We did have one citizen who signed in who did not wish to speak, who supports the ordinance. And we do have one citizen who signed in to speak, Teresa Roloff. She passes. That was the only speaker.
Call for the vote, please.
District 3, District 4, District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yes.
District 7,
Yes.
District 9,
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
Motion passed. Ordinance 105, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter in a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Acadiana Planning Commission to provide transit services along a pilot route linking Lafayette Parish and Acadia Parish.
Motion, please. Motion by Mr. Boudreau, seconded by Mr. Lewis. Council discussion, Mr. Terrio.
Not sure who I need to ask in order to discuss this. I saw Public Works. Okay, but it's by the administration.
I think we have some representatives
Yeah, it
from
looks like it.
LCG and from the
Planning
Acadiana
Commission
Planning
and all that.
Commission.
I am Warren Abity, City Parish Transportation Engineer.
And Rachel Godo with Acadiana Planning Commission.
All right, guys, I have a very simple question for you guys, and I'm sure it's probably posed to you both already. We understand here that we want to link or somehow provide services from Lafayette to the Acadia area. Correct, right?
Correct.
The simple question is, do we provide these services to Youngsville, Broussard, Carencro, Scott, or Dusone?
So a couple of years back, Acadiana Planning Commission applied for a USDA grant. USDA has certain criteria as far as what do they consider rural. So when we developed the project and we selected the actual area, Acadia Parish, it qualifies as a rural area as opposed to Broussard and Youngsville that do not, according to their definition.
But you understand the question that we have here is that we're going to spend resources to go to Acadia Parish, but we have people right here in the Lafayette Parish that don't have the same service provided to them.
Absolutely, and the cost to LCG as a whole is we're providing the operational cost for the grant, through the grant. So you're not coming out of pocket for this particular project. It is fully funded by USDA, and it was to provide that feasibility if there is even interested from the private or citizens to participate in or to ride this actual pilot project.
Okay, let me play advocate with you.
Sure.
So if you're providing the operational side of it, what transportation are y'all using in order to go and pick them up in Acadia? Is that LCG equipment, LCG buses?
What this ordinance allows you to do is to allows us to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with LCG to provide that service. So we are contracting with LCG to provide the service to Acadia Parish.
So there's my point. And I understand what you guys are trying to do here. It's just the optics of it look a little weird in that LCG is providing a service to go pick up people in Acadia Parish, but LCG through the MPO or through the grants does not provide a service to pick up residents in Youngsville, Broussard, Carencro, Scott, and Dusone that's actually inside our parish. It's questionable. How do I answer that? Had y'all tried to see if those services would be provided locally?
So transit as a whole, I think we have to understand if it is really a priority within the city in order to expand it to the areas that you're talking about, including the parish. What we applied for was a USDA grant that provide that urban-rural linkage, and that there were certain criteria that was laid out as far as what is eligible and what areas are eligible to actually receive the project. And Acadia Parish was the parish that was selected for the project.
And if I'm not mistaken, I do remember somebody from Acadia Parish coming before this council a while back that was requesting this service. How did this originate? Just you guys initially said, we're going to apply for the USDA grant to go pick up people in Acadia Parish.
So I'll take a step back. Acadiana Planning Commission, through a close coordination with DOTD, received a 2040 regional transit study.
Got it.
Within this study, one of the feasibilities that we were looking at was testing out the possibility of regional transit. Is this doable? Is it feasible within the current existing the transit system that exists within the region, which LTS is the only mass public transit system, and then also to look at school coordination amongst the transit system among the school university coordination, as well as providing people with job opportunities. So with the regional transit study, we were looking at the feasibility of creating that urban-rural linkage. So this was a DOTD study that we received, and then we applied to kind of further along this study, we applied for USDA funds to actually test out the feasibility of regional transit.
Well, guys, I know it's a little late and y'all hung around for a while, so appreciate the heads up. Thank you so much.
Sure.
That's all I have, sir.
Mr. Robideau, did you have a comment, sir?
Yeah, just real quickly, I want to make sure that everyone understands that the comments are related to the rest of the parish and what's happening here with this ordinance are not mutually exclusive. So and Rachel touched on it, it's a regional federal money, and so they come to us, and whether it be St. Landry Parish or Acadia Parish, they looked at where workers come from, and they said, hey, we will give you some federal dollars if you will use these federal dollars to transport workers in from one of these rural parishes. So we have a choice at that point to say, nope, we don't feel like doing it, we don't want your money, we're just not going to do it. It's got nothing to do with what we provide internally with our own dollars. And so when the Acadiana Planning Commission, remember it's the Acadiana Planning Commission, it's not the Lafayette Planning Commission. It's so they look at things from the regional perspective. The federal dollars are out there. Ask us if we wanted to partner with them to see if it makes sense for us to bring workers into our community. We felt like it was a good idea to enter into that agreement and to receive those federal dollars. And so that's why we chose to do. And to be honest with you, my hope is that the pilot program will make sense, that the ridership will be significant of the folks that are coming in, take cars off the road, and that we can then do something similar with St. Landry. But I just wanted to make sure that what you're talking about is a real issue within the parish, but really has nothing to do with what we're talking about here today. Thank you.
Mr. Bellard?
Yep, and I guess you can put Mr. Robideau back on. I guess the wear and tear on the vehicles outweighs what we're going to get by the people coming in and spending money, or with this grant, does that cover some of the wear and tear of us using our own vehicles? Whoever can answer that.
The hourly rate is based on what we report to the FTA as far as our total cost per revenue hour of service. So it should include the wear and tear and the capital cost of the vehicles in that hourly number.
So as of now, we're going to basically get reimbursed 100%?
Yes, it's
on
100%.
everything. And if this is successful, then we'd have to come back to the council, and whoever decides how to pay for it.
A funding source would
Then
have
we
to
have
be-
that discussion then?
Right.
A funding source would have to be identified for it to be continued past the pilot.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Robideau, do you have any additional comments? Then
No, sir.
we'll go to Mr. Terrio.
There you go. Mr. Robideau, thanks. That's what I was looking for right there. Wanted to make sure it was separate. One final question for you is, was there a match? I know we got the grant.
No, it's
But-
100% funded for
Okay,
USDA.
there you go. Now we're in business. All right, guys, thank you so much. That's all I have.
I see no other council discussion. Do we have any public comment?
We did have 5 citizens who did not wish to speak, who signed in to support the ordinance. We do have 2 speakers, the first of which is Catherine Allen.
Hi, my name is Katie Allen. I live in District 3. I just want to say I wholeheartedly support this because it's pretty much a free experiment we get to do. With all due respect to Mr. Terrio, if this is successful, we will get to expand our transit services to other parts of the parish. I honestly see no reason not to do this. I mean, if there is one, I would be glad to hear about it. But it would let us know if something like this works or not. If it doesn't work, then it didn't cost us anything. If it does, then it leads the way to a better future for our parish and our region, because we would get to expand to the 8 parish region. That's really all I had to say. I just want to say I honestly don't see a reason not to do it. Thank you.
Next speaker, Teresa Roloff.
Teresa Roloff, as you know, I live in Scott, and this bus that is coming up, I really see as a huge opportunity for so many people. We have elderly and students and workers, and it doesn't only go one way. You know, it goes out and it goes in. It'll bring people in that'll be able to use hospitals or schools or community college or university specifically. And as it goes, it's just not from Acadia, and it's going to stop all along the way. And I can say for a fact that our citizens and our city for sure is really excited about it. And I hope that the promotion is such that everybody knows about it when it starts, and that we fill the buses up and blow it away to where it really catches on. Thank you. I'm excited about it.
Thank you, ma'am.
No more speakers.
Call for the vote, please.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
District 6.
Yes.
District 7.
Yes.
District 9.
Yes.
District 2. District 3. Motion passed. Ordinance 106, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 17-18 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by decreasing anticipated revenues in the amount of $88,822.56 in hazard mitigation grant program funds from the Community Development Department.
Motion, please. Moved by Mr. Boudreau, second by Mr. Lewis. No council discussion, public comment?
Yes, sir.
Call for the vote.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2? District 3? District 4? Yes. Motion passed. Ordinance 107, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 17-18 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $30,000 from the Acadiana Park Nature Station Broadwalk Project to the Acadiana Park Nature Station Building Repair Project.
Motion by Mr. Bellard, seconded by Mr. Boudreau. Any council discussion? Public comments? Call for the vote.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
3?
Yes.
District 4? District 5? Motion passed.
Okay, now for the much-anticipated announcement of the Lafayette Parish Rural Fire Protection District first meeting. In accordance with Title 40, Section 1497, notice is hereby given that the first meeting of the newly created Lafayette Parish Rural Fire Protection District will be held on Tuesday, July 24th, 2018 at 5:30 p.m. in the City Parish Council Auditorium located at 705 West University Avenue during this council's next regularly scheduled meeting. Next on the agenda, announcement of vacancies on boards and commissions. Would you please read, Cindy?
Due to new legislation, 2 vacancies exist on the Downtown Management Committee for 4-year terms. Applicants must own immovable property or own a business that operates from a downtown location or be a director, partner, or member, as the case may be, of a business entity owning property or operating a business from a downtown location. Due to resignation, a vacancy exists on the Evangeline Thruway redevelopment team for the remainder of an unexpired 4-year term through April 30th, 2019. Due to resignation, a vacancy exists on the Planning and Zoning Commission for the remainder of an unexpired 5-year term through May 31st, 2022. Applicants must reside within the city of Lafayette. Due to expiration, 2 vacancies will exist on the Lafayette Parish Bayou Vermilion District for 4-year terms as of October 1st, 2018. Individuals wishing to submit a resume for the above volunteer vacancies must be a registered voter and a resident of the Parish of Lafayette. Yearly ethics training for all appointees is required, as is financial disclosure under certain circumstances. Resumes are to be forwarded to Veronica L. Williams, Clerk of the Council, P.O. Box 4017-C, Lafayette, Louisiana 70502, or email to bclafayette@lafayettela.gov no later than noon, Tuesday, July 24th, with appointments to be made on August 7th, 2018.
Let's consider appointments as a whole for the council to boards and commissions. Please read, Cindy.
DDA appointment to the Downtown Development Authority for a 3-year term effective September 1st, 2018. Applicants must own property in the downtown district or shall be an officer of a corporation or other business entity owning property in the district.
The resumes received for consideration are from Stephen Bartley, James Keaty, and Greg Walls. Mr. Walls is the incumbent. Mr. Boudreau.
Bartley, nominee.
Mr. Bellard.
James Katie.
Mr. Lewis. If I may take the liberty of explaining something very quickly, Mr. Bartley is also up for appointment for another position on DDA at a later vote, whereas Mr. Walls is currently the incumbent. Okay. So we have Mr. Bartley, Mr. Walls, and Mr. Katie. If you would please indicate your preference by voicing the last name, please.
Mr. Walls was not nominated.
I'm sorry.
Who did? None of us heard it here. Okay, we have it now, because
Okay, Mr. Katie's name is withdrawn. Mr. Walls is still on the floor, as is Mr. Bartley.
Man, you got 2 appointments to be made, but you got 2 appointments.
Right. Again, by last name. Be either Mr. Bartley or Mr. Walls.
District 6,
Walls.
District 7, District 9, District 2, District 3, District 4, District 5. Mr. Walls is appointed.
Next, please.
DDA appointment to the Downtown Development Authority for a 3-year term effective September 1st, 2018. Applicants must own property in the downtown district or shall be an officer of a corporation or other business entity owning property in the district.
Mr. Boudreau nominates Bartley. Ms. Cook nominates Mr. Katie. And Mr. Lewis backs up Mr. Boudreau with Bartley. Anyone else?
Yes, Lord.
Okay, last name only, please.
District 7, District 9, District 2. I didn't hear that. Okay. District 3, District 4, District 5? District 6?
Bartley.
Bartley is appointed. DMC appointment to the Downtown Management Committee for a 4-year term. Applicants must own immovable property or own a business that operates from a downtown location, or be a director, partner, or member, as the case may be, of a business entity owning property or operating a business from a downtown location.
The resume received for consideration is from Patrick Traha. There is no incumbent submission. May I hear a nomination, please? Mr. Traha from Mr. Castile. By last name, please. Or say yes or no. Make it simple.
District 2? District 3? District 4? District 5? District 6?
Yes.
District 7? District 9? Yes. Trahan is appointed. LAC appointment to the Lafayette Airport Commission for the remainder of an unexpired 4-year term through October 31st, 2021. Applicants must reside in the unincorporated area of the Parish of Lafayette.
The resume received for consideration is Coy Watson, and there is no incumbent submission. Do I hear a nomination for Mr. Watson? Mr. Watson is nominated by Mr. Boudreau. No other names on the board, so yes or no, please.
District 3? District 4? District 5? District 6?
Yes.
District 7? District 9?
Yes.
District 2? Watson is appointed. Okay. BOZA appointment to the Board of Zoning Adjustment for an alternate position for the remainder of an unexpired 3-year term through January 30th, 2020. Applicants must reside within the city of Lafayette and own property within the parish of Lafayette.
The resume received for consideration is from Brandon C. Bradley. There is no incumbent submission. Ms. Cook puts Mr. Bradley's name up for consideration. No council discussion on this, and I have not asked for public comment on the past, but I do so now. And since I don't see any public comment, correct? We will call for the vote, and the name is Brandon C. Bradley.
District 4? District 5? District 6?
Bradley.
District 7? District 9?
Yes.
District 2? District 3? Bradley is appointed.
On to introductory ordinances. I would ask for a motion and a second from the council to introduce ordinances items 32 through 44 in globo. Motion by Mr. Castile, second by...
Wait.
I was on a roll, Paul. Hang on just a second, Paul. You got it.
Item 28. It appears that we were looking back at the votes. There was only 4 votes instead of 5 for the person that was incorrectly announced as being appointed. So we need to re-vote on item 28.
Then let's do so. The name is Mr. Bradley.
That would be for the
Which item was that?
DDA number 28. Yes, sir. And Mr. Boudreau nominated Bartley, and Ms. Cook nominated Keady, and there were 4 for Bartley, but we do need 5 votes.
Okay, so we're asking for either Bartley or Katie.
A revote.
A revote.
A revote on either Bartley or Katie for appointment to the DDA.
Correct. Call the vote.
District 7? District 8? District 9? District 2? District 3? District 4? District 5? District 6?
Bartley.
It's up to you. You can.
For an attorney, you count pretty good. Okay, back to the introductory ordinances. Again, a motion for in globo came from Mr.
Mr.
Castillo,
Chairman.
and a second from,
Mr. Chairman, I think we still have only 4 votes maximum for one of the candidates, so the vote
Another
did not
revote?
result in an appointment, so you can either try again, or you could defer to the next meeting if you so chose.
let's try one last time. Again, Mr. Bartley or Mr. Katie?
District 7, District 9, District 2, District 3, District 4, District 5, District 6,
Bartley? 4-4, we'll consider it at the next meeting, July 24th meeting. Okay, thank you. Now, I have a motion to adopt in globo. Is that okay, Mr. Escott?
Yes, sir. You do not have a
On items
second.
32 through 44, motion for Mr. Castillo, second by Ms. Cook. Cindy, would you read, please?
Ordinance 108, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council approving the creation of the Lafayette Public Innovation Alliance pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 2A of Title 9 of the Louisiana Revised Statutes of 1950 as amended, accepting the beneficial interest of said trust on behalf of the Parish of Lafayette, naming and appointing the initial trustees of said trust, and designating other terms of office, making application the State Bond Commission for approval of said trust, and directing the recordation of the trust indenture. Ordinance 109, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the Unified Development Code so as to reclassify the properties of Tesh Gardens, LLC, case number ZON 2018-0014, 120 and 122 Twin Meadow Lane, rezoning, located generally north of Twin Meadow Lane, west of Vero School Road, and south of Wolf Creek Road. The particular parcels being rezoned from RS2 residential single family to mixed use neighborhood. Ordinance 110, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish
Excuse me,
Council.
Cindy, we've lost our quorum, so we'll stop reading the introductory ordinances until we reacquire a quorum. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4, we need 5. Oh, I see, okay, now we're good. We got 5. Is that- Where's our legal counsel when we need him? Do we need 5
I think
sitting?
I think he was looking,
5
he
in a
was
row?
looking for
Okay.
some,
right, we're
to come
good.
back up.
Please continue, Cindy.
Ordinance 110, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 17-18 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to adjust amounts for risk management uninsured loss reimbursements to actual. Ordinance 111, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council providing for the abandonment of a 10-foot utility servitude and right-of-way for future extension in Cypress Cove Phase 2, and the granting of a 35-foot drainage easement and a 10-foot utility easement on the property of Blaine A. Morrow and Frank J. Cormier. Ordinance 112, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 17-18 operating and capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government for the sale of the Buchanan Street parking garage to the City of Lafayette, and adjusting the parish general fund balance and parish revenue accounts for anticipated revenue reductions. Ordinance 113, 2018. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at an internet auction miscellaneous surplus LCG library movable property, which is no longer needed for public purposes as per the attached list. Ordinance 114, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at an internet auction miscellaneous surplus LCG movable property, which is no longer needed for public purposes as per the attached list. Ordinance 115, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at an internet auction miscellaneous surplus LCG ISNT movable property which is no longer needed for the public purposes as per the attached list. Ordinance 116, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 17-18 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by authorizing the use of PY fund balance in the amount of $4,403 and appropriating within the Office of the Chief Administrative Officer, Juvenile Detention Division, to promote 3 Juvenile Detention Attendant 1 positions for apprenticeship step increases. Ordinance 117, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing and directing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into an agreement to a franchise agreement between Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and Atmos Energy Corporation for extension of the term of said franchise agreement for an additional 10-year period. Ordinance 118, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Family Church Incorporated, OBO, Lafayette Christian Academy for a school resource officer to be provided on the campus of Lafayette Christian Academy, and to amend the fiscal year 17-18 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by decreasing the use of the PY fund balance by $17,169.99 and increasing revenues by $17,169.99. Ordinance 119, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into an intergovernmental cooperative endeavor agreement with the Lafayette Parish School Board to provide for a school resource officers and supervisors for Lafayette Parish Public Schools, and to amend the fiscal year 17-18 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government for this purpose by authorizing the receipt of additional revenues in the amount of $112,057 from the Lafayette Parish School Board for fiscal year 17-18, decreasing the use of city general fund balance by $1,923 by appropriating funding to add 9 additional police officer positions and to promote a corporal to sergeant in the Lafayette Public Police Department. Ordinance 120, 2018, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council declaring the building or structure located at 102 East Clinton Street, Lafayette, Louisiana, owned by Johnny Broussard, care of Gerald J. Block, attorney appointed, to be dilapidated and dangerous to the public welfare, and ordering the condemnation of same.
Thank you, Cindy. And just for legal clarification, I've been informed that as long as we have 5 members of the council within the council chamber, we have met all the requirements of a quorum. So with that said, let's have a vote on the ordinances as offered in Globo.
Ordinance, District 9?
Yes.
District 2? Yes. District 3? Yes. District 4? District 5? Yes. District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.